Jody, you'll begin. Tell me about a project or accomplishment that you consider to be the most significant of your career thus far as it relates to this position. Tell me about a project or accomplishment that you consider to be the most significant in your career thus far as it relates to this position.
Well, as the manager and the co-owner of the Union Dairy, that to me has been significant in the role of this. As a business owner, you learn to realize that you need to have a good product and you need to have great customer service, and then that's what keeps them coming back. So transitioning that as the role in the mayor would be, what's our good product? Let's identify what it is and make Freeport better of what that means. And the customer service end of it is far too long. The city has had this negative attitude over them that I think needs to just go. It is going away. I think there's such a new great energy that that reputation is leaving. And so if we have that same attitude in City Hall of great customer service, that's what's going to keep people coming back and wanting to do business with the city. So I think that in itself is the area that I have understanding on just because of being a business owner.
Thank you. Mike, tell me about a project or accomplishment that you consider to be the most significant of your career thus far as it relates to this position.
I think the biggest accomplishment I made that would help with this position is when I was on the fire department for 10 months as shift commander. During that period of time, the job was to manage resources, distribute resources, manage personnel, both on emergency and non-emergency scenes, and to be able to deal with the public and deal with the people. And I think those qualities and what I learned during that period of time will very much help me work with the people in City Hall and the people in this community if I become mayor to help move this city forward. And it gives me an opportunity to bring in another perspective for this.
Thank you. Dave, tell me about a project or accomplishment that you consider to be the most significant of your career thus far as it relates to this position.
The biggest accomplishment I think I can share with you is that for the last 8 years and 4 referendums, I've worked very hard to try to transform this government to a professionally managed city government. With that experience and with all of the meetings that I've had with various mayors and city managers around the area, I believe I understand the council manager structure and the mayor's role within that structure probably as well as anybody in this community. Thanks.
Joseph, please tell me about a project or accomplishment that you consider to be the most significant in your career thus far as it relates to this position.
I owned a business for 28 years, and in owning a business that long, 14 years in Chicago and 14 years in Freeport, if you can do business in Chicago, you can do business anywhere. And when I came to Freeport, I had that vision in mind, and I did. My management skills, well, I had a business for 28 years, so that will tell you as far as my management skills how I did. As far as marketing, I was the only salesperson. In 2009, I did $3.7 million in sales. Now, what that means is that I have the ability to work with other municipalities. All of my business that I had was municipalities, government, and federal government. And in doing that kind of work, I utilized the programs that I told you about. The Disadvantaged Business Enterprise, the Women Business Enterprise. I didn't use because obviously, but those are opportunities that you have available right here in Freeport that nobody suggests to do. And these things that I've done and used and utilized work, okay? At one time in my business, I serviced 157 Chicago public schools, and we had 6 employees that did that work here in Freeport. And that, to me, was one of the greatest accomplishments I had because it took me about 4 years to get that contract. And with running a city, you have to be diligent. You have to continue to go forward no matter what obstacles are put in front of you. Thank you.